Hello everyone, welcome to Learn the Lingo. My name is Matthew, and this is the 15th and final video in our series in which we are learning how to read Hebrew. Today we are going to learn our final vowel marker, the final letter that uses apostrophe in modern Hebrew to change its sound, and our final Hebrew letter. Let's begin with our final vowel marker, which is the qamatz-sh'va. This vowel marker is like the shva and the shva in that it takes a vowel marker and a shva and puts them together to make a slightly shorter version of that vowel's sound. So a segul says and the shva is a slightly shorter sound. Likewise, the says and the shva makes a slightly shorter sound. So this means that the qamatz-sh'va is a slightly shorter version of the sound of the qamatz. Now you may remember that the qamatz actually makes two sounds. Usually it says but in certain cases it can also say o. The sound the qamatz-sh'va is a shorter version of is actually the o sound. So qamatz-sh'va makes a slightly shorter o sound. One word that uses this vowel is homarim, which is the plural of the word homer, which is the name of a biblical unit of measure. This word starts with a letter het, which makes the guttural sound, and under the het is a qamatz-sh'va, which makes a shortened o sound. Next comes a letter mem, which says Under the mem is a qamatz, and after the mem comes a letter resh, ra. Under that is a hirik, which says e, and this hirik is represented with a yud. And this word ends with a final mem, which again says chomarim, chomarim. In the singular version of this word, homer, the o sound is spelled with a cholam haser. The cholam, or cholam haser, the qamatz as an o sound, and the qamatz-sh'va are another group of three vowels which can sometimes be interchanged with each other, just like the tsere, segul, and segul-sh'va, or the qamatz, patak, and patak-sh'va. The cholam has the longest o sound, and the qamatz-sh'va has the shortest o sound. If you see a word that is usually spelled with a cholam or a qamatz-sh'va, and you see it spelled with a qamatz, you might want to check if that qamatz is making an o sound instead of the a sound, which it usually makes. Remember, for a qamatz to make an o sound, it has to be in the middle of an unaccented syllable which has two letters. Another rare way the qamatz can make the o sound is if it is before a qamatz-sh'va, as in the Hebrew word for noon. This word starts with a letter tsadi, which makes the ts sound, and under the tsadi is a qamatz. Now, since this syllable is only one letter, we would expect this qamatz to make the a sound, but the vowel under the next letter is a qamatz-sh'va, and when that happens, the qamatz under this first letter makes the o sound. Then we have a letter he, which says h, and then we have a qamatz-sh'va, which makes a shortened o sound. Next we have a letter resh, which makes the r sound, a patak, which says a yud, which makes the y sound, a hirik under that. This hirik is not represented by another yud, but it makes the e sound, and at the end of the word we have a final mem, which says tzohoraim. Tzohoraim. Tzohoraim means noon. It's been a while since we've seen the letter zayin. In case you forgot, zayin makes the z sound. Like the letters gimel and sadi, in modern Hebrew you can add an apostrophe after a zayin to change its sound. The sound of zayin with apostrophe in modern Hebrew is j, kind of like a French J. In English letters we will write the sound as zh. The Hebrew word for jacket starts with a zayin with apostrophe. Under the zayin we have a qamatz, and after the zayin we have a kuf. Under the kuf we have a tsere, and the last letter of this word is a tet. The zayin with apostrophe makes the j sound, and the qamatz under it says a, the kuf says k, the tsere says a, and finally the tet says t. Jacket. Jacket means jacket. And now, the 22nd and last letter of the aleph-bet is tav. Tav makes the t sound, just like the letter tet. The Hebrew word for under has two tafs. This word starts with a letter taf, which says t, and under the taf is a patak, a. Next in the word comes a letter chet, which makes the guttural ch sound, and under the chet is another patak, which says a. The word ends with one more taf, which again says t. Tahat. Tahat. Under. In review, today we learned our last vowel marker, the qamatz-sh'va, which makes a short O sound. Not only that, but if a qamatz comes before a qamatz-sh'va in a word, then the qamatz says O as well. We also learned that in modern Hebrew we can add an apostrophe to a zayin to make it make the j sound. And finally, we learned the last letter of the aleph-bet, which is taf. Taf makes the t sound. And that is just about everything you need to know in order to read Hebrew. Join us next time for the third review video in this series of Hebrew phonics, where we are going to practice what we've learned in these lessons 11 to 15 and wrap everything up. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and turning on notifications so you can know when I make a new video. Also, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a like and shared it with your friends who you think would like to learn Hebrew. Goodbye.